G'day humans, Chris Stead here. Today I'm reviewing the Macoda Mattress in a Box. Now this is part of a big overview I'm doing of all the main mattress in a box suppliers here in Australia. So if you're looking for a mattress or you're comparing them, make sure you check out the rest of my videos or subscribe to the channel so you get some notifications, because I will be putting quite a few up over the coming months. Now this is a really intriguing mattress. It's a true hybrid. It's got the springs in it, latex in it, and of course the memory foam, which you'll be most familiar with from the kind of original mattress in the boxes that came through. And look, it's definitely a comfortable mattress, but it's also kind of maybe prioritizes comfort over firmness a little too much for some people, but we'll dive into that more in a sec. Now, in terms of pricing, of all the mattresses that I've tested so far, this is the cheapest on the market, just by a little bit, but it is one of the cheapest on the market. But interestingly, it's also one of the heaviest, if not the heaviest, I think. So that's usually a little bit of a red flag. If it's the cheapest and the heaviest, that usually means that the materials may not be so great. But as I'll go into, there's a lot going on, so don't write it off just yet. Now, let's start with the delivery experience. Obviously, one of the big positives of a mattress in a box, they're supposed to be quite easy to deliver and get into your house and get up into your room. We're on a really high up here, a couple of stories up from the street. But the mattress in a box delivery experience from Macoda wasn't that great. I appreciate that there were wheels and a handle on the box. That did make things a bit easier, but the wheels didn't really perform that well. They weren't that really well made, and the handle was just this rope that was really painful on the hands. I think a lot of people would really struggle to use it. And it was also quite a slim box and very tall. So with that extra weight, it kind of wasn't balanced as well as it could have been. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the layers here. Now on top we've got this cover layer, and different to all the kind of other mattresses I've been reviewing, it's got bamboo on top. Really breathable, very good if you've got allergies, things like that. You can take it off and wash it as well. So, and it feels really nice to the touch, there's no doubt about it. Now underneath this, you're gonna find the 3cm latex layer, Dunlop latex. Now this is really interesting that it's there, because the latex often is a little bit further buried down. I'll go into explain a little bit more why in a sec. But the latex layer is going to really give you a lot of bounce back and support durability, and also does well with temperature as well. So that's going to be that's kind of underneath there. Then underneath that, you've got a 5cm gel layer. Now the 5cm gel layer is all about kind of temperature regulation, a little bit of like with partner movement, things like that, like it does lots of things, but the gel beads inside of it help disperse heat. Now the reason why it's interesting is because you've got the latex on top and the gel underneath when you're in the soft mode. So this can be flipped round. So it's got medium, firm, and soft. And you can turn it around depending on what you want. But obviously if you flip it to the soft, which is what we got now, the latex is going to be on top and the gels are going to be underneath. So there's a bit of a barrier there between your heat dispersion. So it's just something to keep in mind if you're in a hot climate. Now, underneath that is a 3cm high density foam layer, so that's going to add a lot of kind of durability and firmness and support. Underneath that, it's a 6-layer mattress, this one. Underneath that, you've got pocket springs. Okay, so it's 5 zones worth of pocket springs. So it's underneath the latex and 2 layers of memory foam. Then you got these pocket springs. Now the pocket springs do appreciably increase in gauge as they move out to the edges, which is good, because I think it goes from 1.8mm gauge to 2.3mm gauge as the springs get towards the edge. And this is designed to have them a bit stiffer at the edge, so you've got edge support, but I'll go into a little bit more about that in a second. But there isn't really a high spring count. So there's a fair few, it's got the springs, but compared to some of the other spring mattresses I've been testing that have springs in them, this one's kind of got a low count relatively. And underneath that, you've got this base. Okay, now the base is interesting because the base, as you can see here, comes up, it stops at the pillow top. So the pillow top looks really nice, but the firmness that you get from this base layer kind of stops here, and then you've got this pillow top like experience above it. Now, so what this basically means is that the mattress doesn't have a lot of support going all the way up to the top, which we see in some of the other ones. So, and it's a high mattress, it's a 29 centimeter high mattress, so it's on par with the highest mattresses that I've tested. I think the Sleep Republic was 29 as well, so I think that's the other one that's 29. It might have been a Koala Soulmate, but you know, 29 is about as thick as they get. So you've got to kind of, I mean, I'm a tall dude, so it probably doesn't look that big compared to me right now. But if you've got kind of a high base and a high mattress, and you're thinking about this for kids, or people thinking about this for people who have got mobility issues, that might be a bit of a concern for you, because you don't have this base going all the way up to the side, and the support really isn't, you can see how much I'm going down there, so you don't have the kind of the greatest edge support in this particular mattress. So ultimately, the experience of actually lying on the Macoda is an interesting one, because it's got those 6 layers, and you'd think it would have quite a bit of support, but it's very, very spongy. And even when you flip it around, I've noticed that it's relatively soft, and you really do sink in. It does feel like it embraces you, this mattress. It's really comfortable. But as someone who's got a bad back, and I can imagine anyone with bad back, bad neck, who wants that support, I don't think you're going to get it from this mattress. For people lying on their sides, who like to sleep on their sides, or have pressure issues anywhere along their body, this softness is actually probably going to definitely shine a bit more. The temperature with this temperature regulation with the Macoda is also quite good as well to take into account. And when you look at, and when you consider the price that you're paying for this particular mattress, it's reasonably good bang for buck, but I feel like they've just kind of, like, there's a few little tweaks that they could make. There's only one mattress in the Macoda range, and a bit more edge support, a bit more in that firmness as well, I think would help this be a bit more of a like slam dunk. I kind of think of this as being a really good mattress for a guest room, because it's not awfully expensive. It's not a big investment like you can see with some of the other mattresses, but it's still a really comfortable experience. Most sleepers are going to be all right on it, unless they're seeking out a mattress for that support for back or neck or something like that. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the Macoda mattress in a box. Not too bad, not too bad. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Make sure you check out my other mattress reviews on the channel, and until next time, check you later. You.